What's up, everybody? We are checking in with some weekly tarot tips.
And for a feel-good hangout with you guys, just to have some fun, stay sane, and vibe together.
Vibe on out. So for those of you who are just getting to know us,
I'm Heather.
And I'm David.
From Zen Rose Garden.
.com. Home of Zen Academy.
We're bringing you some feel-good and support today.
Now, we do have a quick offer at the end for those of you that want more.
As well as some free stuff, just to say thank you for hanging out with us.
So stick around for all of that.
We do take our jobs as teachers very seriously to help you guys gain a solid sense of spiritual self-reliance so you can be resilient and bounce back when you faceplant on the sidewalk of life.
Ooh, yes, absolutely. And we all know that place, right? As we go through the tip of the day, you pick the emoji that you think fits that tip the best, drop it in the comments, and we are going to pick our favorite at the end and pull a tarot card for the winner.
Yes, it's gonna be fun. Today's tip is kind of simple, but it's simple but sort of overlooked. We want to talk today about being your own type of unique tarot reader, because it can be confusing when you're going to get a tarot reader with all the different kinds of tarot readers out there. And how do you find your own type of reader? So
when you're going to go and get a reader, or when you're going to
get a reading.
It.
Right. So this is for,
or you get a reader. I mean, I got one.
So this is for tarot readers.
Right.
And for people who are going to get a reading, how to know if you're doing it right. So First, every reader is different. Okay, and develops their own style. And I want to clarify the difference between style and structure.
Right.
Okay, so your style and the structure of tarot is different than learning the basics of tarot itself.
So tarot is its own language system, right? But finding your own style is going to be something that is completely unique to you. It is your personal integration with the system of tarot and how you choose to speak the language.
So if you are trying to find a reader, my advice to you is find one that you vibe with, quite simply, okay? And that is really the most important thing.
Right.
Because a good reader doesn't need to have expensive props. Like, I've got this crystal ball and I've got all the things and I've got all the stuff that makes me
and the turban and the
You don't need all that. You just need your pack of cards. But a good reader doesn't need those expensive props and doesn't need to be overly mystical and speak in so much out there language that you can't understand them. You have to find someone. It's your responsibility to find someone you can vibe with.
Yes.
And that is all.
As a person going to get a reading, that is your responsibility. Can you resonate with this person? Do you speak the same language? Do you understand what they're saying?
So here's the thing. It's not really about you're speaking different languages. You're speaking different dialects of the same language, because tarot is a language. And I don't want to neglect that. So I'm not saying just do whatever you want, because your basic understanding of tarot is a language that you learn, and then you speak it in a dialect that works for you.
But I'm talking about readers or people that go for a reading that don't necessarily know the language of tarot. Can you understand this person that is talking to you? Even if you don't understand the language of tarot, can you understand this person that's talking to you? Or are they like so far out there and you're like, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth.
He's talking about the client perspective. I'm talking about the perspective of you as the reader and your responsibility in learning the language. But here's what it is. Not every tarot reader practices in the exact same way, and that's okay. Some tarot readers may want you to shuffle the cards first. Some might want a little conversation before you're reading. Sidebar. A tarot reader that asks you way too many questions that are super detailed might just be
giving you what's called a cold reading. Where they're not really tapping into anything. They're just basically letting you tell them everything. Without actually tapping into anything.
And then they mystically give it back to you, repackaged in a way that seems mystical.
So now I want to clarify something there first. There is a difference between getting the conversation going and letting you provide all of the information for them. There's a big difference.
We're going to approach that in a second. And that has to do with intention setting, because one of the things we do is coaching. I mean, that's what we mainly do. So we do have a conversation with you before you're reading, but it's about what's your issues, what are your problems, what's your intention.
And getting you opened up and more fluid.
that's a good conversation to
Yes.
have with your client beforehand, and not the prying kind of conversation. I think you guys understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
So
let us know in the comments if you understand what we're saying, or if you have your particular insights on how to get a really good tarot reading from somebody, or how to give a good tarot reading.
So here's the thing I want to continue with what I was saying was that some tarot readers may want you to shuffle the cards first. Some might want to have a short conversation with you before your reading. There's nothing wrong with the conversation. It's about creating rapport. Some readers might just want you to come in and be in silence for a minute. Don't tell them anything while they tune into you and kind of connect. All that is good, and every reader is going to do it differently. So you as a client need to understand, because there is no one way to read tarot. Right. Even though it is a language that you learn as a student of tarot.
There is no one right way to use that language, right? We all have different accents and maybe euphemisms, even though we may all speak the same language. We've got different dialects, different ways that we choose to use that language.
So that being said, here is what not to do as a client going to get a reading. Don't expect, or worse, ask your reader to read in a way that you are used to, that just is not their style. So be willing to take that reader's lead, because trust that they have a strategy, that they know very well their strategy and how they work with the cards. Rely on that particular reader's style, and you will get a better reading. I guarantee it. And you might actually find something new that you like. So trust the expert, in other words. I know that we've had that experience where we've had someone come in, this is the way I want to do it. This is the way I'm used to doing it. I'm like, well,
then you probably want that reader.
You probably want a different reader, because that's not the way I do it. But, so don't, as a reader, my advice is don't like bend over backwards for the client who's very forceful with you, because number one, you've started off on the wrong foot.
Yes.
You may send them somewhere else.
And it's perfectly okay to say no. It is perfectly okay to refer somebody out to somebody else who is going to be better fitted and suited for the kind of a reading that they want. If somebody's coming in for something and you just don't resonate with it, you don't like doing those kinds of readings, they don't really fit right for you, then by all means, refer them out. Have a Rolodex of other readers that might be better suited for their reading. You don't have to take on everybody, and you don't have to please everybody.
And I see a lot of new readers doing that, just taking on everybody, which is honestly not a bad thing in the beginning, because that's kind of the best way to figure out what you don't like. Like, I don't ever want to read for that XYZ person again, because.
But those are things you learn along the way, right?
Right. So, but the reason we do these videos is to kind of maybe save you a little bit of that trouble that we went through, just kind of helping you out.
So tarot is about establishing trust between yourself as the person being read and your reader. It doesn't matter if you do tarot or not. If you're going in for a reading, trust the reader. And more importantly, trust that the universe is coming through that reader in the best way according to the reader, right? So finding somebody with similar energy and purpose is important for you to get a better reading.
So with any kind of divination, right, which is never an exact science, because this is divination, it can get pretty accurate at times, but, it's divination. So it's really important to vibe with the reader. And if their intention, and this is an important note I want you guys to really pay attention to, if the reader, their intention lines up with your intention in the reading, it's important to know that. And that's why it kind of is important to, here's what I would like from the reading, here's what I'm asking, be specific, and the reader, understanding that the reader understands that intention and they have the same intention, because that's important. If that lines up in the reading, it's going to give you a great reading.
And it can really, really change the information that is coming in for you.
Right. So if the intention does not line up, it can really change the information you get back. It's not that the cards themselves are going to say something different. It's about the translation that you get from the reader, because you weren't clear on your intention and you didn't make sure they understood your intention. So that's why it's important, so important for the reader and the client to understand the shared intention of the reading. Now, as if you've had a tarot card reading before, or you give tarot readings, you understand that the cards will throw you little
side things. Yeah.
Like, here's other stuff that you weren't expecting. And that's the joy of tarot. But
tangent. Oh,
right. But that intention is important to understand as a mutually agreed thing in the reading.
As a reader, learn the language of the cards, right? Learn the language. But don't be afraid to develop your own style. A lot of times our students are going to worry about whether they are doing it right and then second guessing themselves after the cards hit the table. Here's a general rule. When the card hits the table, when they're, okay, we're doing it. I'm just glad the camera didn't fall. So when the cards hit the table, pencils down, okay? There are occasions when the cards take on new meanings during the readings, but as far as what we're talking about today, pencils down. Cards on the table, that's it. That is the card.
And here's what we mean by that. So this is the advice for you as a reader is do develop your own unique style and way of doing it. Because so many times students will go, did I shuffle it right? Did I take it back from my client the right way? Are they really reversed? Are they upside down?
Just go with it, step into it, own the reading.
Trust that once you have the cards in your hand, here we go, boom. I'm off to the races, because all of the stuff that happened between the time that your client sits down and you actually lay out a card, trust that just because it doesn't exactly line up the same way every single time, that the universe and the energy of you and that specific energy of you and the client combined, that one-time thing is going to create a unique energy signature to that reading that is unique for that reading. So just trust it, because I know we've walked students through the process, and they're like, I don't know if I did it right. Did I shuffle right? Did I do it 3 times? Did I put it back together?
And we're like, how does it feel for you? Do you want to slow it down and worry about whether or not you're getting it right? Or do you want to move forward into, okay, I got it.
Put the cards down, excuse me, and go.
Yes.
Because Christina, otherwise you're going to block the information coming in.
Right. Christina says, thank you so much. Just started in learning tarot. Wish I started sooner. Thank you so much. Awesome, guys. Absolutely, Christina. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad that you chose to jump in and start learning. There is not a too late. Okay. There is not a too late when it comes to learning tarot or any divination. And here's another little insider tip. You've already been practicing divination your entire life, even if you didn't know it.
Just by being human and
hunches, intuition, trusting your gut, all of those things are tools in your tool belt that you've already been developing.
Divination tools are just kind of a formalized way of using our intuition that we naturally have used since we were born. I want to clarify with the way that your ritual, whatever that is, the way that what happens between when your client sits down and you actually lay a card on the table.
Right.
I have a set way that I do it, but it changes in the moment.
Right.
So it's okay for that to happen. If you have your set way to do it, however that is. Dave and I have totally different ways of doing it. Let it be whatever it wants to be in the moment. It's going to make little slight changes over time from person to person, and that's okay. When you start getting super, super anal about I didn't do it right, then you're in the wrong part of your brain for your tarot card reading.
Right. And here's another thing is think of a tarot reading as a dance between you and the person that you are reading for, or between you and the reader if you're going in to get a reading. So it's a dance, and that dance starts from the time that the reading gets booked. Okay? I can't tell you how many times we've had information come in for a client just from the time that they booked. And we're like, okay, I don't know what this is, but when it comes to their reading, oh, okay, that's why this information came in, and it makes sense to the reader or to the person being read to the client at the time. Meanwhile, it didn't really necessarily make any sense to us, but it was coming in the time that they booked the session. Between the time they booked the session and the time they're sitting down in front of you, when you got the cards laid out, that is the magic of the universe, the dance of the universe that is happening between the time they book and the time that their reading happens. So and that comes from big, huge picture of universe, whatever you want to call it. Trust, have faith, that is happening for the client's best interest.
So I hope that makes sense for you guys and helps a little bit, because I know that it's a simple tip today, but it can get really confusing out there on both ends of the spectrum, because I know as a reader I've had this one. I know that as a reader I've had people try to shoehorn the way that they want to do it, and it just feels wrong for me as a reader. So
it feels forced, and that comes across.
So I'm giving you guys permission to do what you want.
Do what I want. And just to let you guys know, we're still playing the emoji game, so drop the emoji that you think fits these tips the best in the comments, and we will pick a winner here in just a moment.
I'm ready, so whenever you want to pick a winner. I'm shuffling my cards.
So
I'm just shuffling away.
You just keep shuffling every day, every damn shuffling. All right, and the winner today is going to be Kiss JG. JG.
I already knew it because I was looking at that little peace sign, peace dove.
Peace dove.
Like, she's got the peace dove going on.
And by the way, we're going to pick a second winner. Just saying.
Are we?
Yes, we are.
Pick a second card too. So,
yes. All right.
Okay. Well, for you, I'm going to pull a qualifier card for this because usually when I'm doing a 1-card pull and it's a reversal.
So, this is your card first.
When I pull a reversal, I like to pull a qualifying card. Go ahead and show it.
Okay.
So the 9 of Wands in reverse is about, well, I'll tell you what it means right side up, and then you can think about what you need to do to get this energy right side up in your life. The 9 of Wands right side up is about, I am powerful. I have all the tools I need to fight off what I need to fight off. I might not even need to fight the battle because I have a show of strength and I've got even excess of weapons I need to use. So the 9 of Wands upright is about you standing on your power. So reversed, it could be a little bit of delayed energy. So it feels like you're in a space where you're working up to feeling powerful. You're working up to feeling in your strength. You're feeling a little bit drained. Okay. So it's kind of like to turn it upside down is to work on confidence, strength, look at the reasons why you're not feeling powerful in some areas. What is the area? And generally the Wands has to do with your desires. So you may be feeling a little bit drained as far as feeling like you don't have enough strength to manifest your desires or to be in those desires, or you don't have as much strength as you would like to fight the battles.
Right.
So it may be that there are battles that you don't need to fight. And that's what I'm feeling is that there are battles that you don't need to fight. So
not your fight.
So pick your battles. I was going to pick a qualifying card, but I think it's kind of coming into my head. Pick your battles.
Yep.
So if you pick your battles and you decide these are the battles worth fighting for what I truly desire, choose that battle, because then you won't be wasting your energy on the things you don't have to fight for. So I feel like there's a little bit of wasted energy in fighting battles you don't need to fight.
Right. Is it worth it? Is it going to benefit you in the long run to waste your energy or to use your energy on this particular battle?
Fight the battle that will manifest what you desire. I'm getting chills on that one. And that's it.
It's the return on the investment of the energy that you put into a battle. Is it worth whatever you might get in return?
Right.
Okay. So look at it like that. And she says, resonates. Thank you. Absolutely. All right. And our next winner is going to be Tia J.
Tia. I'm going to reshuffle.
Yes.
Okay. Because I feel like
all right.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, Tia.
We love it when the major arcana comes out because the major arcana is clear. Okay, so the strength card is you're standing in your power. You have the ability to close the mouth of the lion. The interesting thing about this strength card is that you will see it in different decks as the woman in the strength card is either opening the mouth of the lion or closing the mouth of the lion. Either way, it's about that gentleness that guides the lion. Okay, so it's about bringing, it's not about a show of force.
That was a show of force.
That was David dropping his shit. So strength card is not about a show of force. It's about understanding that you are strong and have the ability to gracefully close the mouth of the lion.
Right.
So it's not, the strength card is telling you to not, it's funny, both of these readings are about fighting battles. The strength card is telling you don't have to exert as much energy as you may have been exerting. So it's interesting how the energy of both of these cards are sort of aligned in different ways. Don't use as much force.
Right.
With whatever it is you're trying to force.
And you don't have to be as loud.
Right. So the strength card is about gracefully closing the mouth of the lion. It's
and
about
standing in your power.
It's about grace under pressure.
Oops.
So if you're feeling some kind of pressure, take a deep breath, understand that you have this strength through grace, not the strength through force, because force creates resistance and allowance creates flow.
Yep. And I want you to imagine yourself as if you were a lion. Would you have to prove yourself to the world? Or would you just be that strong confidence knowing that you're a lion? So I want you to imagine that experience of knowing how powerful you are at your essence and let go of everybody else's doubts or concerns or judgments of you.
I think that we get out of our power when we're trying to overuse it.
Right.
When we're pushing too hard, when really it takes a little gentler push. So I think we all tend to do that. Kind of what it is. Seems like they're both along the same lines as far as how we use our power. I think sometimes we blow the light bulb out and we don't need as much of the power as we think we do, or as much of the force.
And it's strong with this one.
So that's what I have for you guys today.
I want to thank you guys for joining us. We want to take a quick moment to tell you about that offer that we mentioned in the beginning to join our online community. Absolutely love it. This is where we spend a lot of our dedication, a lot of our energy, that's where we hang out. So this is also where our Zen heads hang out, and where we, as of a couple years ago, teach all of our courses, including our comprehensive tarot course.
Zen Academy is a different kind of healing center
that
fits in the palm of your hand.
And it didn't just happen overnight. We have put all of our dedication, our education, our experience, and our good mojo into creating a safe space that is so engaged, that also delivers what has been missing from the spiritual industry for decades.
Without all the fluff, the nonsense, and the unicorn farts that some of us can do without.
Hoo-wee.
Not just the same copy and paste stuff that is everywhere you search on the internet, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yep. So if you guys want in, we made it easy to access not just one class, but over 21 seriously deep and growing PhD-backed courses to binge on to your heart's content.
Plus all of the lifetime replays.
And I guarantee you'll love it. So be sure to check that out in the description. Since you guys have watched this far, we've got some goodies for you. Be sure to check those out in the link in the description below. If you like this video,
hit the like button.
Hit it hard. And if you want to see more videos like this,
be sure to subscribe
and spank that naughty bell to turn notifications on.
That bell do to you.
It was naughty. It's a naughty bell. So you're the first to know when we drop a new video. Drop it like it's hot.
Or go live.
And we know that time is a valuable and precious resource. And the fact that you guys have chosen to spend that with us, we absolutely honor and appreciate that. But most importantly, that you're here to level up your life, your skills, your mind, and take everything to a whole new level. We honor and appreciate that even more. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next time. Be sure to check out these videos over here and over here. All of them. Or in the corners. I mean, they're probably going to be on our faces right now, but they could be up in the corners too.
You put your faces together, they're on the opposite sides of you.
Oh.
See, they're over there.
Okay, thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.